What's up, everybody? My name is Elliot, and today we are here with Josh. You might have seen him on WatchJRGo's channel, every video in the last 6 months. Today we are going to be fixing a part on his Prius. He's got his inverter pump has been failing on him. It's been giving him the red triangle of death. It's supposed to be a pretty quick fix, but first we're going to take it out on the road, see if we can make the problem happen, and then if we can, great. If not, we're going to fix it anyway, and then just kind of show you the repair process, and that's pretty much it. Josh is a fellow Prius owner.
Just joined the club like a month ago.
Yeah, and his is pretty sharp. He's got 17-inch BRZ wheels on it, and he smoked out the taillights. It's been detailed. The thing is pretty sweet. It's an 07 and about 193,000 miles. They have a whole video documenting a couple of videos documenting their journey with the car. He bought it with the engine not running at all for $800 and then something like that, and then they replaced the motor, and it's cool. I'll drop a link to that in the description as well. But for now, let's get yours out on the road and see if we can make that pump fail, or do some Prius pulls. Yeah. Prius pulls. All right, let's do it. All right, so we are out on the road in Josh's Prius. We've got pretty good conditions from that. It's not terribly hot out, but it's warm enough that it needs to run the AC, and we're on the highway, so it should be drawing a little bit more current.
A little infotainment, it'll just say danger across the top.
Really? That's the worst thing you can say.
Right, it's terrifying.
Danger, you're like, oh, where?
What? Yeah, am I on fire?
Oh boy, well, let's see if we can't get it to do it on K96. Again, Prius on-ramp. This is where Priuses thrive, right here.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things. Jumping on an on-ramp and watching the guy behind you go, great, I'm
I know, a Prius.
And then you just watch their face and be like, holy smoke, this guy's pulling away from me.
Look at this. We're not even on the highway yet. We're up to speed.
We're above highway
speeds. So, as I've said before, these cars can do it. It's the owners who choose not to. It's pure choice. The car is capable. We're just kind of trying to get it up to speed to make it do it.
This is going to be one of those situations where you take your car to the mechanic.
Oh yeah, and now it's not going to do it. Yeah. He's got a diagnostic tool up on his phone. Torque app. It'll actually give you the readouts and everything that this car doesn't give you. Because if you've never driven a Prius before, the only information you have is speedometer and your battery chart. It should give you any real information. The battery chart is just kind of fun to look at. It's very graphical. There's no actual data there. And, you know, I get it. This car was meant to be simple. It's meant to say, don't worry about it. Just drive. But if you're a car guy at all, you do kind of want to know what the coolant temperature is, just out of curiosity sometimes. You're like, is it up to temperature? I have no idea.
Especially when that danger light comes on.
Yeah. You're like, well, especially, yeah, because when this goes wrong, it has a big triangle with an exclamation point in the middle that doesn't say really anything. It just is like, it could be anything, but it's like the most alarming, in-your-face warning symbol ever.
Or the Xbox 360 generation.
Right.
You see that red ring.
Yeah, you're like, oh, something's bad.
No.
Well, I guess they must have done their market research and been like, yeah, we found that the amber check engine light doesn't make people do anything.
Right.
But when we showed people a triangle with an exclamation point in the middle, it made people respond. All right, so we've been driving around for a few minutes now, and we still cannot induce the issue. I've been really hammering on it, which is a funny concept for driving around a Prius, but we haven't even, our average miles to the gallon is not good. Regardless, we just can't get the issue to trigger itself, which is fine. It's still, we know it needs to be done, and I now know what a Prius on 17s drives like. I know I'm not helping, but before working on the Prius, we actually have to move his Austin Healey Sprite out of the way, which has to be the first time in history an Austin Healey has had to give up its spot in the garage for a Prius. But duty calls. All right, we got the car all pulled in, let it cool down a little bit, and we're trying to replace this guy. Looks like we just need to undo a few bolts, tilt the whole inverter out of the way, and bingo bango. Should be a pretty easy swap. So we got it loose, and now it's time to probably clamp these hoses off. So once again, this was how much off of Rock Auto? $69?
$62.
$62. Very quick fix. I mean, we haven't done it yet, but I mean, we're only 5 minutes in, and the old one's already out, so that is it. Like I said, you had to pry the inverter out of the way, but
just 2 bolts and just kind of lift it up and sit on a 2x4.
yep, 2 bolts for the inverter, 3 bolts for the pump itself.
Okay, so now you want to make sure your hoses are clocked the same direction.
Right. So yeah, since we don't have clamps for the hoses, we're just gonna pinch it shut and zip tie the pliers. It'll work.
It's not silly if it works.
Yeah. It's not the most elegant way to do it, but it doesn't matter if it's effective. If it works, it works. Oh. Bet that was hot.
Didn't quite pinch it off.
So we have old pump out officially. New pump. And like Josh said, you gotta be careful with these hoses, because the last thing you want during a simple job like this is to have to replace hoses on top of it, because you pretty much double your expenses and double your workload with a pretty avoidable thing. So
yeah, I would bet the hoses are probably just as much as that pump cost.
all right, now just orienting it. Let me try to lift this a little bit more out of the way if I can.
Sure, I went around this way.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Had to go left hand yellow, right foot green.
And again, we're just using the same mount that was already there, because there's nothing wrong with it, although it does come with a new one. There it is in place, kinda. Just needs to be secured in place. I do feel bad, but this is kind of like a one-man job. Like, I can't, 2 people can't get in there. So this video has consisted of me videoing you working.
I'm used to it.
But you're used to it, right? All right, pump is officially back in. He's just putting the final tightness on the bolts. And we set the inverter back down, and we're good to go. I don't even think I would classify this as a 45-minute fix. I think it was more under a 20 minute.
Yeah, probably.
Got the new pump in, just put the final bolts in, and I think it's time to start it back up. But this is going to be a kind of a weird thing, because it's not like a normal repair where you start it and you're like, oh great, it's working. I don't really know what we're listening for, what we're looking for here, but we'll start it up, take it out again, and see what's different. Yeah, this is the first start. Okay, here the AC. It seemed to rev up pretty high. Were you giving it gas right then? Okay, I was like, I was not making a terrible noise. Usually that's successful. Nope, doesn't look like it. No leaks. All right, moment of truth. Oh. It's pretty quiet. All right, before we go anywhere, his little toe mounting location was already open, so we got to do what any race car driver would do and just install the tow hook, because race car. Look at that tow hook mod. All right, gonna get ready to take it out on the first drive after the inverter pump replacement. Whisper quiet. Smooth. Taking it out first drive. I really, again, don't really know what we can expect for the difference here, but as long as nothing bad happens, I'd consider it a success. All right, well, we've been driving for 10 or 15 minutes here, kind of hammering on it like we were before, and like we are right now.
Turn it up.
Oh yeah, that's horsepower. You can't tell, my head wants to go back, but I'm so accustomed to fighting it in my own Prius that...
Yeah. Your Hellcat.
Oh, and the Hellcat too, but... Anyway, I think we fixed it. We can't get the motor pumped to make any noise, and no red triangle. We got going pretty fast just then. If you couldn't tell, he was full throttle that entire time. If anything's gonna warm this thing up, it would have been that. But I'd say successful fix. I mean, good work, Josh. Internet said it was about a 45-minute fix. I think he did it in 20. $69 part. No special tools required. If your Prius is having this issue, I'd say it's, you know, a simple get from Rock Auto. I'll put a link in the description. Definitely a worthwhile repair. I guess so. That's going to do it for this video. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the normal YouTube stuff, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya.